Flappy Bird. It was a simple game, even rudimentary by today's standards. Created by Dong Nguyen, a solo developer from Vietnam, it featured pixelated graphics and a straightforward premise. Tap the screen to keep a small bird aloft, navigating it through a series of pipes. Released in May 2013, the game languished in obscurity for months. Then, seemingly overnight, it exploded in popularity. By late 2013 and early 2014, Flappy Bird was an international phenomenon. It topped the download charts in over 100 countries. The game's simple, one-touch controls made it accessible to everyone, from casual gamers to seasoned veterans. Yet, despite its simplicity, Flappy Bird was fiendishly difficult. The unforgiving gameplay, where a single mistake meant starting over, proved strangely addictive. Flappy Bird's revenue model was equally straightforward. The game was free to download, supported by advertising that appeared during gameplay. At its peak, the game was generating a staggering $50,000 per day in ad revenue for Nguyen. The game's success took everyone, including its creator, by surprise. Nguyen, a quiet and unassuming developer, had created Flappy Bird in just a few days, using pre-made assets and a simple design. He had not anticipated the game's success, nor was he prepared for the overwhelming attention that came with it. Flappy Bird's addictive nature, despite its frustrating difficulty, can be attributed to several factors. Its core gameplay loop was simple to understand but difficult to master. Each round was short, lasting only a few seconds at most, encouraging players to keep trying for a better score. The game's difficulty, while frustrating, also contributed to its addictiveness. The challenge of navigating the bird through even a few sets of pipes created a sense of accomplishment with each successful pass. This difficulty, combined with the short rounds, created a powerful feedback loop. The player was constantly challenged, but the quick restarts meant they were never far from another attempt. The game tapped into our innate desire for mastery and achievement. Each failure, while frustrating, was also an opportunity to learn and improve. This cycle of challenge, failure, and eventual success, however small, kept players coming back for more. It is important to note that this type of addictive gameplay loop, while effective, can be problematic if not implemented responsibly. The overwhelming success of Flappy Bird had a profound impact on Dong Nguyen. The once obscure developer was now the center of a media frenzy. Interview requests poured in, and players around the world clamored for updates and new content. Nguyen, who had intended Flappy Bird to be a simple, enjoyable distraction, found himself overwhelmed by the game's popularity. He was unprepared for the scrutiny, the pressure, and the responsibility that came with being the creator of a global phenomenon. The negative attention, particularly the accusations of the game being too addictive and the stress it caused players, weighed heavily on him. Nguyen, a self-described introvert, found the constant attention and pressure debilitating. He began to receive hateful messages and death threats. He felt responsible for the negative impact his creation was having on some players. The financial success, while welcome, did little to alleviate Nguyen's anxieties. He expressed guilt over profiting from a game that he felt was becoming detrimental to some players' well-being. This combination of factors, the pressure, the negativity, and the guilt, led Nguyen to make a drastic decision. Section 4. A difficult decision. On February 9, 2014, Dong Nguyen took Flappy Bird down from both the Apple App Store and Google Play. The decision, announced via Twitter, sent shockwaves through the gaming community. Players were left confused, some even angry, by the sudden removal of the game. Theories abounded. Was it a legal issue? A marketing stunt? Nguyen's explanation, however, was simple and heartbreaking. He could no longer handle the pressure, the negativity, and the guilt associated with Flappy Bird's success. He felt the game had become an addictive product, and he no longer wanted to be responsible for its impact on players. In his own words, he wanted to go back to being an ordinary person. Nguyen's decision sparked a debate about the responsibility of developers, the addictive nature of mobile gaming, and the pressures of overnight success. It also highlighted the human cost of viral fame in the digital age. Section 5. The Legacy of Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird, despite its short lifespan, left an undeniable mark on the gaming industry. It demonstrated the power of simplicity and the viral potential of mobile gaming. The game's success, while fleeting, inspired countless clones and imitators, flooding app stores with similar games, hoping to replicate its success. More importantly, Flappy Bird served as a cautionary tale. It highlighted the potential downsides of viral fame, the pressures of overnight success, and the ethical dilemmas faced by developers in a world of increasingly addictive games. Dong Nguyen's decision to remove Flappy Bird, while controversial, sparked a necessary conversation about responsible game design and the importance of developer well-being. While Flappy Bird is no longer available for download, its legacy continues to resonate in the gaming industry. It remains a reminder of the power and potential of simple, well-designed games, as well as the importance of balance and responsibility in a world increasingly dominated by digital distractions.